Hi everyone, GRE Tunnel Idea. We're going to talking about the GRE Tunnel with more details. Of course, we will start with the basic idea here. The GRE Tunnel, the very important technology, and is a big part from the virtual network technology, and will be very important in the future. And actually, the GRE Tunnel itself, it is in technology and in the network technology quite some time, but nowadays is very important, and also in the future with a lot of technologies. Let's say, for example, SDN, SD1, SDXS, all those technology really need to understand the GRE very well. So this is a GRE KH, and I have a CCI routing and switching, and we're going to talk about GRE Tunnel from the basic idea. Then after that we will do a lot of things. So for example, in front of you I've got here 3 switch. So GRE Tunnel we can implement in the Cisco switch or Cisco router, and even we can do in Palo Alto firewall, you can do in Juniper. In many technologies support GRE Tunnel. The GRE Tunnel, the GRE stand by generic route encapsulation. The encapsulation term or word is very important because the GRE Tunnel is an encapsulation technology. What does that mean? That means is GRE Tunnel, it is deal or do encapsulation traffic, which is mean there is no fragmentation, no reassembling, no all those stuff, no, in the GRE Tunnel. So this is bring me to the big point in GRE Tunnel. You have to consider the MTU, maximum transmission in the tunnel interface itself, and also can consider the TCP MSS, maximum segment size, if you're planning to forward TCP traffic through the GRE Tunnel. And by the way, most of the traffic generated or using in the GRE Tunnel is a TCP. So you have to consider 2 parameters, very important: MTU and MSS, TCP MSS, maximum transmission unit, and TCP maximum segment size when we configure the GRE. Alright, back to the basic idea for the GRE Tunnel. I've got here 3 Cisco switch, layer 3 support, IP and routing and all those stuff, and I will do the GRE Tunnel here. Let's say, for example, pretend there is this point in A and this point in B, and this between this switch A to B is a very long distance. Let's say in different country, for example, or in different long distance between them, and they connected through the ISP. This guy, it is ISP, Internet Service Provider or Service Provider. So A and B is they have a full connectivity between this point. So you can see this link here. It is considered the full connected between them. So any traffic in the past time, any traffic used this link. You can see here, you used through the Internet Service Provider or through the service provider. But with the GRE Tunnel, the cool thing was, if A need to connect to the B, if I have the connectivity here, I have ability to use that link as a underlay or as an infrastructure to build my tunnel here. So I can make a tunnel they call point-to-point between A and B. And this tunnel actually, it is go through the ISP, but encapsulation technique, encapsulation mechanism. That's why the service provider, even he don't care about this traffic, because he don't understand what going on inside this traffic. Is an encapsulation traffic. And by the way, is just a quick point here, is that encapsulation mean this traffic, it is encryption? No, it is the IPsec, or sorry, the tunnel itself, they don't do any encryption, but they do encapsulation only. Okay, they do encapsulation only. But if you traffic or you your traffic flow is capturing, you can see anything because it's not encrypted. That's why when we deal with the tunnel in IP6 staff or in security or VPN, we need to encrypt the traffic through whatever any protocol. Popular one use it is a IPsec, IP security encryption mechanism. So this is a basic idea. Again, A need to connect to the B, and I have to go through the service provider, but new way with the tunnel. I can create the tunnel here by using the service provider as an infrastructure for my tunnel. Okay, so what the benefit here? Why I need to use a tunnel? I mean, I'm all my traffic go through the service provider. Why I need to do this tunnel, or this is virtual tunnel between this point B to point A? What is the benefit here? The big benefit here, if I need to do my routing here, a lot of network here and a lot of network here, and I need to send it through the tunnel, and this tunnel, I need to make this tunnel is secure, for example, later on, and I do encryption, of course, later on. So I can create that tunnel, and in that tunnel, I can create my routing protocol, for example, EIGRP. And through EIGRP, I will send my network through this tunnel, okay? Through this tunnel here. Maybe, for example, ISP or service provider, or they give me that link or provide me that link, for example, he not allow me to do routing. He don't like to do any deal with me, routing or EIGRP or whatever. So of course I cannot do anything. But with the tunnel here, if I create that tunnel, that guy here, that tunnel, so I can do exactly what I'm looking for. I can do routing. I can do redirect traffic from point to another point, for example. So the very important thing, I guess the most important thing is actually you can make link or virtual tunnel between any point you need, and that point you can use. One of the big benefits is a routing, okay? So just like our example. So that means the tunnel actually, it is support multicast as well. Maybe your service provider say, sorry, my link I provide to you here, let's say make it clearer here, my link or your link here is just unicast traffic. You cannot use multicast, okay? Thank you, service provider. I will create my tunnel here and I will do multicast traffic, okay? And I can turn on EIGRP or OSPF and etc. for routing protocol. All right, another cool thing come up with the GRE Tunnel, it is not point-to-point technology. I know I just give you the idea here. A need to connect to the B, and they create the tunnel here, and maybe probably you thought this is a just point-to-point. Not really. The GRE Tunnel can do point-to-multipoint with a wonderful flexibility. Very easy to do. So I can make A as a point to multipoint. So means A can deal with B and can deal with another switch here, of course, through a service provider, even through different service provider, this doesn't matter. So it can deal with the C, you can deal, what I mean, you can deal, I mean, can do connection or can make the connectivity between another point at the same time. C, B, and E here, for example. And the wonderful thing as well in GRE Tunnel capability, A can now talk to all as a point to multipoint. At the same time, I can do multipointing anywhere, which is mean B can talk to C, and C can talk to E, and E can talk to C, E can talk to B at the same time. They call full mesh through the GRE Tunnel. This is a wonderful technology nowadays, and again, this is quite some time available actually, but right now is very important. So give me an example. With the tunnel, we can do all those stuff, for example. So DMVPN from Cisco is provided all the stuff point to multipoint with a protocol they call NHRP, or support with the NHRP. I mean NHRP with the GRE Tunnel. They can make a lot of cool thing or cool stuff to do there to the point-to-point or point-to-multipoint topology. Another example for GRE Tunnel, if I connected with this service provider, and with this service provider there is another company here. They do, for example, caching, or they do monitoring, or they do DDoS prevent or mitigate the attack. So we can do very easier way to do the GRE Tunnel to this company here. Any traffic from the internet need to connect to your server. This is your server. So for example, this is the company, you deal with them, we do the GRE Tunnel. Let's say this company they call G, for example, and this is a service provider. So any traffic from any user here through the internet, they coming through this company and they go through the GRE Tunnel to your server to connect or to call your server to collect some information from the server. So this company will monitoring the traffic very well through the tunnel, and your reply maybe goes through the service provider to this guy. Remember, both of them, this one through the internet or through the service providers. So that's why the tunnel helped me to redirect the traffic to another company in order to monitoring, in order to do caching, in order to do DDoS attack, mitigate attack, or wherever. So they call redirect. So with the tunnel we can do some stuff like that. Ultimately we can do a lot of stuff with the GRE Tunnel, multicast GRE Tunnel, point-to-point, point-to-multipoint, redirect the traffic from point to another point. We can do as well policy-based route using the GRE Tunnel and redirect a lot of things. That's why the GRE Tunnel is very important. Again, it's not only Cisco proprietary, but there is a lot of companies they use a GRE Tunnel as a standard protocol. That's why standard technology, that's why it will be very, very important and big part from the virtual network in the future. That's all overview about the GRE Tunnel. Let's go to the configuration and understand what the fundamental for the GRE Tunnel, how the GRE Tunnel work and goes up and make ready to carry the traffic from point to another point, what the fundamental, what they needed towards all those things we will see in the lab. Let's jump into the lab and see the configuration.